Hey guys, Jacob here. Welcome to 9.0 RAM, episode 3. In this video, we're going to replace the RAM inside your computer or upgrade it. So, after you've seen episode 2, if you haven't, click here. We're going to use the RAM that you bought and replace it with the old RAM inside your computer or upgrade it with your RAM. Alright, so let's get started. Alright guys, so here we are at the computer, and you want to make sure that you are wearing an anti-static wrist strap. You can buy those online. Just search anti-static wrist strap or wrist strap or wristband, and they're pretty cheap and they're good if you're not comfortable working with computers and electronics. But let's go ahead and get into it. So I've already taken off the side panel for the case, and we're going to look for the RAM slots we were talking about in the other videos. So right here, you're going to see the RAM. It's going to look like this piece of RAM, as you can tell right there. Okay, it's going to look like that. I mean, obviously this is just a example, but in here we've got SD RAM, some old RAM, but as an example, you know? Alright, so if you can see that, hopefully you can. And what we're going to do, there's these notches on the side. We're going to push down on those notches for each RAM stick and just pull it out. It's perfectly fine. Put it somewhere where it's not going to break. And then you're going to do the same thing for the other stick of RAM. You take it out, and then you're going to grab your other RAM, and what you're going to do is you're going to stick it in the same way as the old RAM was. Just kind of slide it into the slot and push down firmly on one side and then the other. It should work perfectly fine. And then we're going to get the other RAM stick and we're going to do the same thing. Put it in the slot, push down on one side, push down on the other. And there you have it. The new RAM's installed. You should be able to boot up your machine and it should work fine. Yeah. Alright, so here we are, a little bit closer view. So what we're going to do, there's these clips on the side. You're going to push them down and do the same thing for the other. Push it down. And then we're going to do this back one also. So take these both out. And then we can just go ahead and grab both the RAM sticks and pull them out. Do a little finesse right there. Then we're going to grab the new RAM sticks, put it into the slot, and the same as back here, right there. And then you're going to press down firmly on both sides. It's better if you can do it with equalized pressure at the same time, but it should be fine if you do not have that capability. So you're going to press down on the right side and on the left side. Right, so there you have it. The installation of the new RAM. Now we're going to go ahead and just make sure that everything is working. Alright, so here we are at the computer. In my case, we boot up fine. If you don't boot up, you can listen to see if there's any beeps that you hear, any type of rhythm to those beeps. It might be like 3 long beeps and then like a short beep. You go to the manufacturer's website of your motherboard, and then you are going to look up the beep codes for your computer. Not all motherboards are going to have it, especially if the older they are, the less likely it is to have it. But just listen to those beeps if it's not starting up correctly, and kind of go on from there. But if you get into the operating system, there's a couple ways you can make sure everything's going well. The first thing we're going to do is check if all the memory is being used correctly. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Start, and we're going to right click on Computer, and we're going to press Properties. Alright, so we've got Properties open, and if you look at Installed RAM, you're going to see the amount of gigabytes that is in the computer that it recognizes, and then the amount usable. If the amount that is usable is like at least half a gigabyte or 512 megabytes, or I mean more like if it's about 200 megabytes or more, then what you're going to do is turn off your computer and take out those RAM sticks and put them back in, and just kind of move them to a different slot and see if the operating system can see that and is using that. It says it's usable. So another way of this type of thing is going to task manager and opening up, and then going to performance and memory. And this is where you're really going to see it, is by looking at the hardware reserved. If that's above like 120, if that was like 400 or 500 megabytes, then I'd probably reseat the RAM inside the system. So kind of move it around. It will most likely go away. If it doesn't, I'm not sure what you can do. Kind of look up online, but hopefully it works for you. Alright, so another thing you can do is called like a stress test or a diagnostic test, and we're going to see if the RAM is working like it should. One thing you can do if you're on the Windows operating system is you can search for Windows Memory Diagnostic. Right, so and then you're gonna click on that, and then you can restart now, and it'll go through the memory diagnostic and check for any problems. And another way you can do this to test your memory is you can open up a browser and search MdSched.exe, and then you can go to download now and scroll down to the free edition, and this will help you create a bootable USB drive or CD drive, so you can run it when your computer starts up. It's just another memory diagnostic tool, just kind of how like Windows Memory Diagnostic does that. Well guys, that's it for this video. Please subscribe by clicking here. If you haven't seen episode 1 or 2, you can click here for episode 1 or click here for episode 2. Please like, comment down below for any questions, concerns, or maybe suggestions of future videos. Please share with your friends. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time.